How's it going, everybody? Too Spooky here, and welcome back to Nen Explained, a series where we take an in-depth look at various characters' Nen abilities and how they work. With the announcement of more Hunter x Hunter chapters on the horizon, I was itching to bring this series back. In this installment, we're taking a look at another member of the Phantom Troupe, that being the quiet but mysterious Kortopi Tounofmaill. While Kortopi wasn't a founding member of the troupe, he was recruited soon after and is also a fellow resident of Meteor City, considering Kortopi is just a little guy, and was even ranked the least physically strong among the troupe. It might seem like he isn't very powerful. However, since the troupe is known for only accepting extremely capable members, we can at least assume he's stronger than the average Nen user. And even if his physical strength leaves a lot to be desired, his mastery of Nen certainly makes up for it. Regardless of assumptions, Kortopi is one of the troupe members we've seen the least of, especially when it comes to their personality, so their true power is left to speculation. Kortopi himself is a conjurer, and if there's one thing I would personally want to conjure, it would be the meals from the sponsor of today's video, Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. I always struggle to find ample time to shop for and cook a healthy meal after a long day of working on videos. And while also trying to get those gains in at the gym, it's hard to make sure I get enough of that protein while watching those calories. But with Factor, it takes all that nasty prep work and time out of the equation. They send you the meals all ready to go, and after just heating them up for a few minutes, you've got yourself a delicious and nutritious meal. Factor also gives you plenty of options with 35 different meals to choose from every week, including Protein Plus, Vegan and Veggies, Keto, and Calorie Smart, which is what I've been having personally. And it doesn't stop there either, because they also offer easy breakfasts and smoothies to delectable midnight snacks. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 2spooky50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code 2spooky50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. In addition to being a conjurer, he has also been seen using the majority of the 4 basic principles and advanced techniques. His true efficiency with all of them are never really expanded upon, but the one thing we do know is that he has a massive pool of aura at his disposal, debatably more than possibly all of the other troupe members. To explain what I mean by that, let's get into his Nen ability. Gallery Fake, Divine Left Hand, Demonic Right Hand. Being a conjuration ability, Gallery Fake is already the type of Nen Kortopi would be most efficient with, which is evident by just how much this ability is capable of. Simply put, any object that Kortopi touches with his left hand can then be identically replicated with his right hand in an instant. This is also not limited to size, as he can conjure something small like a coin or a pot, or something massive like an entire building. The best part is, the amount of items Kortopi can conjure at any given time is seemingly only limited to the amount of aura he has at his disposal, as Krollo requested that Kortopi create multiple copies of their entire massive hideout, specifically 10 copies, to which Kortopi replied that he could make 50 copies with no issue. It's important to note that these conjured copies are real physical objects rather than aura constructs. And one of the conditions of this ability is that these conjured objects will disappear after 24 hours. So while Kortopi can create an unlimited amount of virtually anything, they do have a time limit. So if it wasn't for that 24-hour time limit, this dude could single-handedly solve the homing crisis. Yeah, we just got the new office building. I'm checking it out now. It's practically a steal. Yeah, come on up. I'm on the 50th floor. Gallery Fake does have its limits, however. As it's only capable of replicating inanimate objects, it cannot replicate living things. At least, not exactly. As Kortopi is able to replicate someone's entire body all the way down to their freckles, but they are replicated as inanimate objects, and therefore appear like corpses or puppets. Additionally, Gallery Fake can also replicate conjured objects or physical Nen abilities, but he cannot replicate the abilities they would possess. With all that in mind, Gallery Fake also has an additional ability regarding the objects Kortopi conjures. That being, he's able to track every movement of the conjured object, as they additionally act as a manifestation of Kortopi's N. So this could be used for him to track someone over long distances if they have possession of his conjured object. Or for a different example, if someone were to enter one of Kortopi's conjured buildings, he would know their position immediately, making Kortopi a master at information gathering and tracking. The only catch being that he has to touch the original object to track the copied one, as after touching the original object once, it appears as though he can track the copied object without needing to touch it again. With an ability as broken as this one, we can only assume it has a wide variety of limitations, as most conjurers need to have extensive physical knowledge and emotional connections to the objects they conjure, whereas Kortopi can just conjure literally anything even if he's never interacted with it in his entire life. Since these limitations have never been discussed, it's all pure speculation, but the two things we can hypothesize is that since Gallery Fake requires the use of both of Kortopi's hands, if he were to lose one, this ability would be completely unusable. And since Kortopi is like 3 feet tall, he probably made some sort of limitation that permanently halts his growth. That's just a joke, but it honestly could be true for all we know. Regardless, short kings rise up. This next bit is delving into spoiler territory that isn't present in the anime, so if you don't want spoilers for chapter 351 onwards, skip to this time code to avoid it. Now, for those who have read the manga, it's no secret that Kortopi is dead, as he was killed by Hisoka, so that's the main reason behind a lot of my speculation up to this point, because unless we see flashbacks or something, we're pretty much bound to never get an explanation. So there isn't much else for me to add at this point, other than the fact that since Hisoka took care of Kortopi so easily, it's likely that Gallery Fake was also his only Nen ability, and he didn't possess any sort of additional ability for combat purposes, which could also be a limitation in itself. And since he gave his ability willingly to Chrollo for his battle with Hisoka, now that Kortopi is dead, Gallery Fake is almost guaranteed to have disappeared from the book, unless there was some reason for this ability to get stronger after death and remain in Chrollo's possession. However, this is unlikely and has yet to be seen. F in the comments for Kortopi. Before we go, just a little fun fact since we love random anime facts on this channel. Kortopi's Nen ability is likely a reference to 2 different manga, the first being the 1992 manga, Gallery Fake, by Fujihiko Hosono, which is actually still ongoing to this very day, where the protagonist Reiji Fujita is an expert at identically replicating art pieces. Additionally, the second manga reference would be the 1986 horror manga, God's Left Hand, Devil's Right Hand, by Kazuo Umezu. Hence the name, Gallery Fake, Divine Left Hand, Demonic Right Hand. But that about does it for this installment of Nen Explained. With the manga coming back and Hunter x Hunter being one of my favorite series of all time, I would like to continue this series from time to time. So if you'd like to see more Nen Explained videos, be sure to comment below, and additionally comment whose abilities you'd like to see next. While you're at it, be sure to like and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next one. I've got a ton of different projects cooking in the background at all times, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with the next video.